I hear it tapping.
Okay. Tapping. Who's tapping?
It's Josh. It's got to be.
It was Josh.
Look at his face. He's going to blow.
Did you
I'm
hear
telling you, don't.
He's right on the edge.
Just don't.
Oh.
Do not, because I will hang up. I will shut this down.
it? Okay, but don't hang up. Don't hang up. Stay with us.
Deep breath, Sally. Hey everyone, we're back. It's Labor Day weekend. It's a nice 3-day weekend. Yeah, I can see the faces. They're all ready to jump in and give me a hard time because I do it to everyone else.
Well, you are the best host, Jason, of all of us. You are the best host.
We're courteous. We're the more courteous ones of the group.
Okay, that's cool. Fine.
Yeah.
Notice that you said more courteous and not just courteous.
So it's Labor Day weekend. Stu has a empty house, which means he's got to play lots of games and watch not Game of Thrones. You're going to watch the trilogy. You're going to watch the trilogy.
Yes, Lord of the Rings. That's correct.
Lord of the Rings, the original. Stu's going to maybe his rant today is going to be about.
I ranted on that a couple weeks ago. I'm not ranting on that.
You did rant on that. But we're going to start with something a little bit fun. I'm throwing something over to Stu right at the outset, which is last night was the start of college football. And our beloved friend Stu got to be on the sidelines of a team that he thinks is good, but we'll let it go there. So, Stu, tell us, because I don't know that any of us have done that before. You were on the sideline of an opening night game in Orlando. How in the heck did you do that?
Well, I did it because I'm a big fan of UCF, shall we say, and Ken and I both went there, and you guys both went to USF, so we have this great rivalry.
We love you anyway. That's fine.
And we love you as well. I don't understand green, but that's fine. But okay, Ken doesn't love you.
Wait. You don't understand green, like just the color?
Green color.
Or?
It's not a good color, but that's not. I'm not here to judge.
So green is the color that is stomped on in football. So let's just keep that in perspective, right?
Jason,
Not in Boise.
No, not in Boise, but they're kind of cuckoo in Boise. So there goes our listeners out of the entire
what is
state.
the head-to-head overall record?
Oh, I knew Josh would go here.
It's even, Josh.
Okay, so remember when we used to kick your butts every year, and now
yes.
I get it. We've had bad runs, but let's not do the recency bias thing here. Okay.
I was just talking about the color.
I didn't go there. Secondly, I was changing my child's diaper, who just flew off to college when you last beat us. But
wow,
is that true though? I think that's a little exaggeration, though. That's just my take on it.
Dominant. I think. Yeah. Anyway, this is not a sports podcast. I will say this, Jason. The thing that it was fun. It's college atmospheres are special because they tend to be 90% the one home team, right? So it's not like pro football where you get a bunch of people flying around and. Being on a college atmosphere with a bunch of students just going crazy, and it's Florida, so there's a little bit of rain, there's a ton of humidity, and there's a ton of fun. It's just like that feeling is just like after a hard week, go in and watch a football game in an atmosphere like that is cathartic to no degree. So it was great, even though I got home at 1 a.m. last night. It was awesome, and I had a great time. And get out, people, because don't get off your phones, get off the internet. Don't believe what you read. Go talk to people, hang out with them, have fun, and just enjoy life, right? So it was fun. I enjoyed it, and it was the last day before my son went back to college, so that was fun to do before he left.
Was he on the sideline with you as well?
He was on the sideline with me, Ken. Yes, my wife was in the stands, and he was in the sideline with me.
So were you on the sideline for the entire game, or just in the opening?
I could be. I'm a heavy man, and I got tired. So no, we were on the sidelines.
We're barking.
So you'll see if we go to the game in the Carolinas. We were on for the first half, and then we went back up. And because the nice thing about being in the stand, it's cool being in the field, but you really can't see the game, right? It's like everybody,
right.
All like we have linemen who are 6'9". We have 5 linemen 6'9" and above, and especially we have a German who's 6'11" and a half.
6'8", so that 6'9's really tall.
Yeah, there's a couple guys. There's a couple of 5'7" guys like you, Jason, but most of them are really big, and I couldn't see past them, so it was good to,
When we go to ECU, I can drive a scissor lift, so I can get us on the sidelines.
That would be awesome if you're. That could mess. So it was fun. So I enjoyed it, and cool. I look forward to this year. So this year, old guys playing games are going to tailgate at the UCF USF game in Tampa for the final matchup for a while. So we're going to set up, and if people want to come find us and meet us, they can come meet us.
Got to get a big flag.
Is it going to be 3/4 of us, or are we all
going to We need a flag.
I'm going to be somewhere else, but I will be there in spirit. So I'm going to quickly, because I know Josh has a point of view on this, and he's either elated or he's pissed off about it. And we're going to stay on football for 1 second. CFB just said it's going to be a 12-team playoff. It just was announced like in the last hour.
Oh, I didn't see that. And I did not see that.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh?
I think overall it's probably good, but I think no matter how many teams you have, there's always going to be a complaint from that 13th team or that 20 whatever team. But ultimately, team. I think it's good because now you can get some, legit games with smaller conferences playing the bigger teams, and we can really see what's what. I think it's good.
I agree.
Love it.
I love the idea that we can get an underdog.
Yeah.
No matter who it is. And I'm not, the problem right now is you just can't get one. You just can't. It's not possible.
I mean, the only thing I would say is as long as there's legitimately odds for the smaller conferences and smaller teams to get in, and it's not just going to be all the SEC, Big Ten, went through whatever.
That's it now, right? It's SEC and Big Ten, and everybody else is chasing at this point.
Well, okay. Well, college football is amazing, but we're the old guys playing games, and the four of us don't play football. Never. Well, Stuart will say
we did play flag football, Jason.
We did.
I played football.
The leading rusher.
We played high school football, but
yeah, which is way tougher than professional football or college football.
I played Madden.
So it's. I'm moving on. Because we'll stay in the football thing forever.
We're moving on.
It's September, which means it's a new month, which means there's new Game Pass games and there's new games with gold. The 3 or 4 games they give you for discount or free each month. And I heard there was probably one of the best games with gold games ever put in there. I'll see if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Ken probably knows what the new Game Pass and
is it Earthworm Jim? Please tell me it's Earthworm Jim.
Leisure Suit Larry.
No,
that's so Jason. I mean, come on, you put a white suit, Jason. He is Leisure Suit Larry.
Right now, if Leisure Suit Larry was, Games with Gold or Game Pass, no.
Is it?
It's actually Portal. Yeah, Portal 2. Portal 2 is on.
I don't like that game.
So, oh really? What?
I don't like it.
What is it? I don't even know if I know that one.
Stuart just does not have very good spatial reasoning. He can't figure out that if he puts a portal over there and a portal over there, that it's going to send him there. He has a hard time with that.
I don't like, as an engineer, I think I have pretty good spatial awareness. I don't like the sort of the Doctor Strange zippy-to-do. You go through one side, come out the other. It's too confusing for me. I'm very linear.
Okay.
I put it out there. I'm an old guy. I don't like playing that game. Okay.
But do non-engineers have spatial awareness? I think I took offense to that.
Good ones.
You can take offense to it, but no.
Yeah. Well, Ken, did you happen to look up
that game? I have very good spatial reasoning, so I really enjoy Portal.
I like it too.
Portal
I'm going to play it. Yeah. I never played Portal 2. I only played the first one, so I'm looking forward to it. But did you see what the Game Pass games are?
Not all of them.
Releases?
I just clicked on a link to get a look at what they might be. At least, well, the games for gold anyway.
Here's what I love about
Thrillville, which is a roller coaster or a fair type building game. Double Kick Heroes, which is a little
fighting
throwback
game?
It's like a side-scrolling shooter game that it's run and gun. That's kind of where the map keeps going. You just got to shoot everything that passes you, type thing. And then Gods Will Fall, which I think is the last one, which I think is an RPG type game.
Interesting. What I was doing this the other day is because most all the games on Game Pass now are cloud. You can jump in quickly and say, like, I hate this. It used to be you'd go to the page, you'd look at the preview trailer video if there was there, or you'd see the pictures and you'd be like, I'm not really sure, can't tell. But now you can jump in if it doesn't have this massive setup situation, but you can get into the game and you're like, I either love this or not, and then don't have to download it. So it's kind of cool.
And that's good for us because your attention span is so small that you'll tell us to download something, and then you download, and then we download it because you're like all excited because you're a good sales guy, and then we get in there and it sucks and you're done with it. And so it's good that you can jump in, play it, and decide whether you want to stay keep or not, without us having to delete something else to put it on our Xbox.
It's funny you say that because I got a message earlier today from Jason. He's like, we're playing Madden later. Buy it. Buy Madden. I'm like, there's no way I'm buying Madden at your behest because you'll play for 3 minutes and then I'm out 60, whatever, 80, however much, because I'm not going to play.
So, doesn't that game look amazing, though?
Oh, God. I just looked at Thrillville, by the way. You would think the concept looks good. Somehow, I didn't know LucasArts still existed, first of all.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty bad, but we may have to play it.
Well, I think that was a 360 game. That was an Xbox 360 game.
Oh, is this just a port? Oh, Xbox One. Is it?
Pretty sure it was a 360
game. It came out in 2006. You're correct. That may be why
I think it's the last 360. I think I read an article that says it's the last 360 game they're going to bring.
Yeah, they've stopped. They decided that they're going to stop backwards compatibility and bringing out old Xbox 360 games and making them available for the later gen, which is fine. If you've ever gone back and played any of those 360 games, it's like playing old arcade games. They're like, ooh,
yeah, they're a little tough.
Graphics are bad.
They're a little tough.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to give that a shot. I'm going to swing back.
I got another topic on Game Pass, though.
That's what I was going to go to. I saw it on the show notes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so let me tee it up, and then you tell us.
All right. Tee it up. Ready? Go.
Okay. There's a new family pass for Game Pass, which is great because we have kids. Well, some of us have kids that will play Xbox. So tell us about the family pass.
Yeah. So, Jason, I've got the news for you.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Microsoft had a years ago. They used to have a family pass where you could have everybody have their own account, and it was one price for the household. But they did away with that for some reason. I guess they wanted more money. So now they are testing something in Colombia and Ireland as their test market for some reason for something called a friends and family plan. So it's going to. Yeah.
Friends?
Yes. So it's going to be more expensive, of course, because it gives you the ability to have 4 different accounts on your one payment plan. But the fact that it says friends, I looked more into it, and it is confirmed you can share this with your friends. So it allows for 4 different Xbox accounts on the one plan. And the only caveat is that you have to be in the same country. So in theory, the old guys playing games, the 4 of us could buy one Xbox Game Pass account and have the 4 of us on that one account. So it would actually be cheaper because it's going from $15 a month for each account to $25 for 4 accounts. So
what's interesting about that is, while it sounds good, knowing the temperament of the people on this call, I would not want to give you control over whether I can or cannot play Xbox.
I'll tell you why I don't want it.
Especially Josh or Jason.
Here's the reason I think it's a bad idea.
I take offense to that.
This will mean no more slick deals pings from you about discounts on Xbox.
No, not true.
Frankly, I like those. I've saved some money doing that.
It means Ken's looking out for us.
That's right. It is. I do love it.
You seem to think that the slick deals is a subversion of the normal process of doing things. That's not that's not what slick deals is about. It's about a community that is trying to find ways and deals. Like if I go to Home Depot and I see a air compressor that's only $20 when it's normally $100, I could post it on there and people could check their local Home Depots.
Or you could call your friend
slick deals.
Stu, and Stu would go buy a compressor.
I do love slick deals.
I've learned over the years knowing Jason, he doesn't understand when something is nefarious. So I think Ken, what you're doing is exactly right.
It's not that he thinks it's nefarious. It's that his time is, it's so valuable. Yes. It's so valuable. We won't monetize it,
He's
but
saving
it's so
lives
valuable
every day. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love you guys. So we'll find out more. It's only in a couple countries now, but we'll hopefully see that this is something that maybe we can take advantage of, and others can too.
I would like someone to reach out to Microsoft PR to understand why Colombia and Ireland. That's what I want to know.
That is strange.
Yeah, why don't you do that? You guys have the in with
Jason?
Microsoft. Give that
ping.
I'm on
it. It would be interesting just to understand that answer. We don't, we're not going to be complaining. It's just it would be. I can only assume that it's because it's a small subset. So you want to start a pilot with a small number. And try that, and that'd be my guess.
I was going to make a joke, but I'm not sure to be taken well by an entire country. So I do not want to get canceled by a country, so I will say that.
Okay.
That's probably wise.
And with that, we're going to take a break. We're coming back with some hot topics.
Please.
Yeah, don't say it. Okay. We're taking a break. We're coming back. We're talking about Labor Day. And we're back. There's typically a lot that happens on Labor Day. Not so much. Hopefully people are taking a break from work, but there are always big Labor Day sales. And if there's anyone on this call that I know who's looked at what Labor Day sales are out there, it's Ken. Josh, anyone look at Labor Day? It's not Stuart. Stuart's not a sale guy.
Did you look at a little bit, Jason? But...
So. Yeah, Mattress is like one of the top things to buy on Labor Day.
I'm thinking I might buy one.
Really?
Casper? Do another Casper?
Yeah,
or purple.
Yeah, we looked at the Casper when we were in Austin the other day, and I liked it.
Casper.
Get a purple,
and they have the adjustable thingies and the whole thing, and I'm like, I thought that was well. We'll
get a purple.
Okay, well, see, this is what's going to happen. Someone's going to scream Lisa, and someone's going to.
No. Get a purple. Go, Stuart, as an engineer. Go to their website and look at their tests that they show and all this other stuff. You're going to love.
Josh has that squishy purple thing.
We are not. We are. I want to point out we are not shilling for any of these companies. So if you'd like,
if they happen to send you a mattress,
if you'd like to send me a mattress.
You can try it for 90 nights.
So mattresses are 100, I think, isn't it? Or if they're only 90, then they clearly don't trust their product like Casper. Let's put that aside. I need that extra 10 days.
Don't get me started on OEM warranties.
We have a friend of ours.
Talk to the car industry and 36 months versus 30,000 miles versus some other companies that offer 100,000 mile warranties.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Now we're getting like that commercial where the guy's talking about don't be your parents. That's what we're acting like now.
Exactly.
All right, so mattresses. What else is a big sale? Well, I guess clothes for back to school maybe. Is that one?
Yeah, that's a big one. They said avoid other consumer electronics because Black Friday is coming up.
Yeah, it's too close, right?
Which, by the way, does anybody here actually buy anything on Black Friday anymore?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait, I don't go to the stores anymore.
That I agree with. But then that's Cyber Monday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my take on it is, and we should do a whole sort of what the deals we see out there for these things coming up are. But like, I used to go and you'd get the CDs because you needed to burn CDs and those kind of things. But now it's sort of like, I'm not fighting people for a $400 TV. I'm just not doing it.
Exactly. So I'm going to continue the Labor Day topic with, we thought it'd be fun. We're doing these movie things. And so we challenged the guys, and we're going to do it hopefully, fairly quickly here. Labor Day movies. And so one would think, Labor Day movies? There's no Labor Day movies. But the theme is, IMDb has a list of the top Labor Day movies, which are movies about work. And so I'm going to start with Josh. Josh, I don't know if you've looked, looked at the list. I'm starting with Josh. So what's your favorite? And you're probably going to steal
you're going to pick the one we all love.
I mean, it's just such an odd.
It's
not Labor Day
related.
Is an odd
show, okay?
All right, so I'm going to I just scrolled through a list that happened to be sent to me recently within the last 20 minutes.
I know he's going to take Aaron Brockovich.
No, it's the Hudsucker Proxy. No, it's Trading Places.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is a great one.
Call.
I just quickly scrolled through this list and I was like, oh, that's good. But there were a couple in there that I was like, work related. I just don't want to get canceled, so I won't say that on the recording.
Oh boy.
But Trading Places, just such a classic. Watch that over and over again. Funny all the way through.
Can I explain the premise? Sorry,
yes, I forget that not everybody knows what that movie is. So it's basically,
if you know what that movie is, stop listening to this podcast right now. Go watch the movie and come back.
Just do it anyway. Talk about it anyway.
No, that's true. That's fair. No, essentially, it's a well-off Wall Street stockbroker investment something or other that gets flipped with someone who is a bum from the street, and it's hit the Wall Street guy's bosses made a bet of $1 that they could switch these two people and there would be no difference. and that's what the whole movie is they're ruining the investment banker's life, and they're bringing up this bum into a very wealthy investment stockbroker.
Did you do this from memory? Are you reading this, or are you doing this from memory?
No. Why? You think I'm reading it?
Because your memory for these, like your Josh of the group is the best, like movie line guy quotes.
Oh yeah.
So you're doing this from memory. It's impressive.
I think we're both
of course, yes. So essentially, what happens is they switch places. Banker becomes a bum becomes a banker, and they end up flipping the tables on the two bosses. That
don't give it away.
What? The movie was made like 1982. I think the statute of limitations on spoilers is gone.
At least you got to give them a spoiler alert. Come on. No.
Spoiler alert. They flip the tables and they end up becoming extremely wealthy, and they bankrupt the two people that made the bet. So
they become bums.
Yes, they become bums.
Great movie.
And they actually get cameoed in a movie.
Yes, they do.
Which one?
It's completely blanking me now.
Come on.
Oh my heavens to Betsy.
You know?
It's on the tip of my tongue too. I'm struggling with it, but
I'll think of it before we get through. But anyway, it's a fantastic movie. Lots of shenanigans along the way. It's Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, and their primes. Just fantastic.
Coming to America.
Yes,
it was Coming to America.
Well done.
So what's interesting about that is this is a great movie, and I was actually on, Jason, with a fellow, and he may be listening. So if he is, hello. Friend of ours that works at Microsoft, who I was just on with a little while ago, and he sent me a ping this week. We were chatting, and he said, "I'll get on a call with you if you can answer what movie this was." According to my informant, Mr. Beeks, we're going to have a bumper orange crop this year, and it was, of course,
Mr. Beeks.
It was Trading Places.
Mr. Beeks.
Great movie.
Merry Christmas, Beeks.
Good call, Josh, because I didn't think you would jump there. Because the one that I think is on it's number one on the list.
That's why I didn't take it, because I knew everybody was going to take that one.
So I'm going to go to Ken next.
I'm going to take it. No, I'm not.
Oh,
actually,
He's going Clerks.
I really enjoy Horrible Bosses.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that is a good movie. Why do you like it? Like,
all right, I'm a big
Jason like authority.
I'm a big Jason Bateman fan.
Me too.
I really enjoy his stuff, and I think I think the other guys with him was it Charlie Day? Yeah, Jason Sudeikis. I think they did a great job with that. So the premise is basically these three friends who decide they have really horrible bosses, and they're going to plan to off them, and each one of them is like going to kill the other boss for their buddy, and it's quite hilarious, obviously, with those three guys, actors that are in it, but it's got Jennifer Aniston in it that plays actually one of the horrible bosses. Hilarious the entire time she's on screen. It is just a laugh riot. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, and I think they actually had a sequel to that, which was also very good. But I highly recommend it, because it was made in 2011. The humor, the dry humor that Jason Bateman is known for, and then of course the comedic chops of Charlie Day and Jason Sudeikis. It's a terrific film, and it's definitely a work related one, and a lot of people could probably relate to some of the stuff on there. So
I would agree. It's a good choice.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Stu. My turn. All right, so I'm not going to take it because, Jason, I as a good friend want you to have the number one.
I'm actually taking something else, but so go ahead if you want. If you got something else.
All right, I'll go to it. But let me say this: all three of my, well, let's say my favorite, but three of my top work movies all have Jennifer Aniston in them.
Okay. Ooh. Whoa, is that Thunder?
Yeah, that's
Josh's
desk. So all
it's
three.
Thunder, you fools.
So Ken, you mentioned Horrible Bosses. Jennifer.
This is going to be a three-person podcast.
I'm sorry.
Soon. Okay.
Is that a threat?
It's a promise.
I know the second one, but what's the third one?
Office Party. Clearly, I'll talk about that.
Oh, yes.
Office Christmas Party is the one I was thinking of. The last one, obviously, is Office Space. So Office Christmas Party was one I was going to take, so I thought you were going to take Office Space. So I will move on. But it is Jason Bateman Jennifer. I mean, it's the same cast of. I mean, they're in the same movies, and I think there's a reason because they do that ensemble well. But I'm going to go to numero uno since I don't have to take Office Christmas Party, which is Office Space.
Best line from.
Oh God,
is there a best line
that I can mention on the podcast? I wouldn't say I've been missing work.
That's it right there. It seems you've been missing a lot of work. I wouldn't say I've been missing work.
As someone that's been in there have been times where I have been in the scenarios where the Bobs were in that movie. I mean, that movie, if I haven't quoted it a million times, I'd be surprised. And it's Mike Judge, right? I mean, that's all you need to know. Mike Judge, if you look at Silicon Valley, you look at Beavis and Butthead, and what was the one with the gas, the Texan, what was that one, Ken? Gas and propane accessories. What was that?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. But this is just like, this was Mike Judge's first, and he worked in an office, and he did this. I mean, after Beavis and Butthead. And if anybody's worked in an office, this is the kind of thing you see every day. And, we've all worked together for a very long time. So you see this stuff around you all the time. And you're like, when they make the receptionist, and when she's, please hold, thank you, please hold. You're just like, oh my God. And then when he takes down when he take the TPS, I mean, I've been on projects where we created something called a TPS report just to mimic and mock Office Space. So it is, I think it's the ultimate Office movie. It's like The Office for movies. It is the ultimate parody of the silliness sometimes that you see in the corporate environment.
Yeah. And I think that was Gary Cole's resurgence. That movie started bringing him back into mainstream because he found a new way to give his talents, and he was a comedic straight man, and he was so good in that. And he also did
Mike Brady.
He did Mike Brady, which was also very funny. And he was also in Dodgeball. He was one of the announcers with Jason Bateman. Yep. And Gary Cole in Office Space kills me every time.
It's a bold
move. It's a bold move, Cotton. But Gary Cole, when he plays the boss, I'm going to need you to come in this weekend. Kills me every time.
And Jennifer
PC load letter.
The PC load. That's
PC load letter. That was that's the best line.
I got to work here anymore. The Jennifer Aniston line with the flare,
the flares.
You have the minimum amount of flares. Really? I mean, that whole. I mean, what was the game? Jump to conclusions. I mean, the whole thing is. It's the kind of movie when it's on. Michael Bolton. I'm looking at the cast name.
Yeah,
Josh is that guy in the opening scene playing the rap music in the car. That is
100%. I will not deny that at all.
He's Peter.
That's a daily occurrence.
And Ron Livingston was in what famous war series?
Band of Brothers.
There you go. Nicely done.
I don't think he gets enough credit. I think he was phenomenal in both of those. He was terrific in Office Space, and he was awesome in Band of Brothers. I don't know why he doesn't get cast more. He's really good, and I really enjoy him.
I mean, Stephen Root is Milton.
Yes. That guy's very diverse. He is very talented.
Last time I with cake, I didn't get cake, and I thought there'd be cake.
Isn't he? Does anyone watch Barry? Isn't he?
I'm sure he is.
Barry's handler. Anyway,
I'll tell you.
I think it's the same guy.
He's
all over the place.
Show. Yes, Monroe Funches. Yes, Monroe Funches. Yes.
So I know because Josh has a hard stop, so I'm going to do mine.
Go.
This is another. If you do the search on that page for Jason Bateman, this is yet another movie about work that Jason Bateman is in. It's going to surprise you because it totally surprised me. So I went not with a comedy because it's not really a comedy. This is somewhat depressing, but it is because Stu and I will know this and feel the pain on this one. Up in the Air with George Clooney, Anna Kendrick. Unbelievably well done movie. It's a Jason Reitman movie. Bateman's in that movie, I had to look it up, remember what he played, but yeah, he's in that movie. But this is a guy has to travel around, literally lives out of a suitcase. Stu and I did the weekly travel for forever. Lives out of a suitcase to go travel around the country and fire people. And it's just a really good movie about priorities and like taking a step back. And anyone that travels that watched that movie had the same, like, what the heck am I doing living on the road like this? But really well done. It is definitely a work movie, but it's one that will make you think for sure. It's not a movie that you're going to watch 100 times, but a work movie it is. It's on the list.
Well, it's considered a comedy
it says
drama.
Comedy because there are, but anyone that's if you've lived it, it's not a comedy. I don't care what it says.
It's sad. It's actually a representation of how sad that life is, and we've lived it. And it's the same to me like Couples Retreat. Like you see Couples Retreat, and it looks like it's going to be a funny movie. It's not a funny movie.
Mm-mm.
No,
it's a horribly depressing and sad movie, and I'm like, I can't watch this movie with my wife.
Yeah,
right.
Right. And so I think that's a good call. I didn't think about that. I forgot he was in Up in the Air.
Yeah, Jason great movie. Clooney.
Also, Teen Wolf 2. Don't forget.
Teen Wolf.
Of course he was.
I walked out of that movie.
Yes, well, you should have.
That's exactly correct.
We're gonna
shouldn't have walked into the movie.
Seriously, we're gonna close with a topic that that I did see the headline for, but I admittedly, as 99% of the stories I see the headline but don't read the article for. This was one of them. Ubisoft is shutting down servers, and I was like, what?
Why did Ubisoft have servers?
Well, because I think they were one of the first multiplayer platforms to connect games, and so they were right. So I think we all played. But why are they shutting those down, Ken? What's the story behind the story on that? And is it something we need to be concerned about? Because Ubisoft has games we like.
Well, you do bring up a good point because for us, I think if I were to try to put it into something that how we would understand it. So we've for the past 2 years or plus, we've been playing Call of Duty. Okay. Now, the Call of Duty games are hosted on Activision servers, okay? The multiplayer, the Warzone, all of that is being hosted by the developers or the production company's servers. Now, if they were to decide one day, okay, this game's been out here for 5 years, we've moved on, we have several iterations past that, so we're no longer going to support you playing Cold War. And you just made a comment. I was listening to our last week's podcast, sadly, on the way here. But you made a comment that we keep going back to Cold War. Well, I think it's one of those things where they've got to move on. They've got to move their assets, their technology to support the new products that they have out.
Where people are spending time and money.
Yeah, and they can't. Keep those old servers up and running to support an older game that they no longer want to provide support for because, they've moved on. It is a bit sad and worrisome because you're thinking, well, geez, I want to be able to, I paid the money for this game. I want to play this game forever. Well, if you turn off on the multiplayer servers, now I can't play that game in the way that I've been playing it for the past, however many years I've been doing it.
See, in the software development world, we call that sunsetting applications.
Okay.
Legacy, we've got some legacy there. We don't want to support it.
And the podcast takes a turn.
Cycle.
In the consumer world, we call that stealing my money. I mean, because think about, here's where I go with this. And it was interesting, Jason, because you and I both listened to John Carmack on Lex Friedman. It was a great podcast around sort of the building out how he got in software stuff. But then release it to open source. Let people build out their own worlds and let us continue to use it. If you're not going to monetize anymore and you're not going to maintain it, give it to the community and let them start modding it. Because some of the best mods out there are still some of these older like Battlefield servers and other stuff. So, there's people that bought this game and play it. And then again, it's not going to be tons and tons of people. But the reality is, if you're not monetizing anymore, release it.
Yeah, right? But I don't know if you can open source or you could put that so that developers can keep adding on to the game. But then there's the actual network stack that needs to constantly be patched, make sure that it's secure.
There's still a cost to it, right? There's still a cost to it, and do they want to bear it, right?
No, but somebody might. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of old games that are still hosted out there to play, right? I mean, and someone can spin up their own Quake server on their own, or your own servers and still play. So give it to the people and give them the ability. The one thing Carmack talked about, they did that, right? They gave the mod servers from the get-go.
Yeah,
right.
And it wasn't just mod servers. I mean, it was the ability to actually have a server running to allow people play whatever, play that game, whether it was modded or not. And yeah, Carmack had done that, and I don't know if Ubisoft is going to do this. I think they're just going to shut off the services, but it would behoove them, to use a very old word, to entertain the option to allow people to run their own servers to host these games. But I think that and this is a marketing thing probably, is that they're worried about liability. They don't want to be associated with a server running that game. They don't want the bad press that would come with, when people trying to play this game, it says, oh, this server's terrible. Activision needs to get, well, Activision turned off their servers. This is run by Joe Blow out of Alabama, so it's a tough thing to do. And it's a tough decision to be made, but they were quoted saying, closing the online services for some older games allows us to focus our resources on delivering great experiences for players who are playing newer or more popular titles. So,
yeah, I mean, it's just a business decision, right?
It is.
Yeah, but Josh.
But like, if you think about
it's like iOS stuff, right? Or Android, like, right? I mean, all devices only support so far back.
I get it, right? Doesn't work for them. But that doesn't mean, like old car parts, there's all these car part companies that make replica parts, and you can keep those old cars running. Chevy doesn't make parts for the 1955 Bel Air anymore.
Right.
Damn.
But there's a community.
Van Chuck does.
Exactly.
But there's a community that actually, like a club that keeps that alive. They make them custom. There are still people out there that do that. And I think giving the players the ability to have the means or the code to be able to run their own servers to keep these games alive, I think it also could add a benefit to the company to do that. It's more of their name out there.
This also makes me think, like, the difference between a console person versus a PC person, right? Yeah. Because to me, what you just said is, there's no way I'm going to do. Like, I just don't want to spend the time to do that. Just give me the new version. I'll download it. I'll play it.
Yeah, but that's cool.
I know there's a ton of people that want to do the opposite, so I get it.
Hold on, Josh. So hold on. You say give me the new version. I'll play that. Let's talk about Cold War and Vanguard.
Yeah, I want to play Cold. Yeah,
no, that's a good.
Vanguard,
it's a good
Vanguard's
call.
the newer version.
Right, I have no argument
for that.
I have no argument for that. I just philosophically, I would just rather take the new thing and
I am the
go
same
back.
Way. I am the same way. I am the first person to update all my drivers every day as soon as it gets released. I want the newest, freshest, shiniest thing that out there. Whether it breaks my phone or my computer, it doesn't matter. I still do it.
You're a seeker. You're a seeker.
I have the beta of iOS 16. I as soon as something new comes out, I want to try it.
First adopter.
Oh, did you get cut and paste? Okay, so
wow.
So it's like,
did you lose an hour's worth of text the other day on the Android? I can't remember.
I didn't. I'm good. I didn't. Cool. Was it because you guys were using that anyway?
Right.
Steam, I go to Steam. Steve has Wolfenstein 3D, right? Like, so just give it to Steam. Put it out there.
Right? Yeah, I agree.
By the way, let's go play Wolfenstein 3D.
I love that. Okay, well, as always, we had
dogs.
Tons of fun. We had tons of different topics, and we hope you have a great long weekend. And we're going to close it until next time. I'm Jason.
I'm Josh.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Stu.
A little slow, but we did it in the right order.
Story of our life.
That's right. We're the old guys playing games. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.